Let's sing a little bit. Hi lai dai 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 ya da dai dai nai. Hi ai da da dai nai nai nai. That's the first piece. Hi dai ya da dai nai nai ai. Hi ai ya da dai nai nai nai. Hi dai 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 ya da dai 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 ya ya oh. Hi nai 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 nai. And the second part of this melody goes like this. Hi nai nai nai. Hi dai dai. Hi nai 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 dai dai yo. Let's try that together. Hi nai nai nai. Hi dai 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 dai. Hi nai 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 nai. And that's it. Hi da 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 na 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 na. Hi ay ya da da ya ya. Hi da da na na na. Ha da da na 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 yo. Hi da 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 ya da 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 da. Ha la da da ya da 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 da. Ha na 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 na. Ha da da na na. Ha na 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 yo. Hey 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 ha. Ya da da nai nai nai. Ha na nai ai. Ha da da nai nai nai. Ha na na nai na na nai. Ha da da nai nai ai ai ya da dai. Ai nai nai yo. Hey 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 ha lai dai lai ya da dai dai ai ai yo. Ha la lai nai ya la nai nai nai. Ha na na nai na na nai. Ha da nai nai nai. Ha na nai na na nai. Ai nai nai nai. Hi la lai. Ha la lai lai lai. Ha nai na na nai nai yo. Welcome, welcome everybody. So good to see folks, both regular folks and folks I haven't seen for a long time, and a lot of folks that I haven't met yet as well. Welcome. I want to dedicate, as some of the blessings that have come over the chat have also indicated, to dedicate our meditation learning tonight to the ongoing project of peace that we must be tireless in. We are in the last of the 7 weeks between Pesach and Shavuot, the time known as the Omer, the counting of the Omer. And in Kabbalah, those 7 weeks represent 7 divine qualities associated with what are called the Sfirot, or special emanations on the tree of life, and they all have to do with qualities that can be practiced and brought forth from within. And this being the last one is Malchut. Malchut literally means kingdom, and I want to just open up with a little bit of learning on Malchut before we come into our chanting and meditation. Okay, please give me a thumbs up if you can see the word Malchut on the screen. Great. So there are different ways. Some of the Sfirot are very easy to understand in terms of the names, such as the first one, Chesed, means loving kindness. So that's very easy to understand. Hod, which was a few weeks ago, is associated with gratitude and humility. You have to dig a little bit to get to that. But Malchut is a little bit more tricky to understand what it means. It has a number of different connotations. The word Malchut itself means kingdom, so that brings up a certain imagery. But classically, what's really associated with Malchut is that it's the sense of the indwelling presence of the divine, combined with this sense of relating to the divine as a person. Now, of course, this is the language of prayer. Prayer always relates to God as if God were like a person. Now, in Kabbalah, as well as all the mystical traditions, there's the understanding that what is meant by the divine is something very much not a person. But we, because we have the ability to be relational and we have experience with other human beings and other living beings, we can use our imagination to imagine that God is like a person so as to bring forth what we might call prayerfulness, that sense of intimate relation with something that is otherwise very abstract, what we might call beingness or existence or reality itself. So we lend God the mask of personhood, in a sense, in this sphere of Malchut. And that's at least how I understand Malchut. So it's about relationship. It's about spirituality through that lens of relationship and sensing the presence of being, of course, which is not separate from who we are, from what we are, and is not separate from everything and everyone that we meet. So another way to understand this is that the way the tradition conceives of history is that the world becoming the kingdom of the divine, in a sense, is something that's a goal in time. It's something we haven't reached, because if we had reached it, then there would be then our state of affairs on this earth would be very different. So meaning that when we human beings reach a certain stage of consciousness where we could recognize the sacred in all things and in all beings, we're going to be in a very different place. And so that is, we can invite that also as our kavanah, part of our understanding of what we're doing here together, that it's not just for our own realization or experience, but we are helping to nudge the world towards higher consciousness through learning and practice. Now there's a piyut, which is a sacred poem called Yedid Nefesh that you may have heard of. It's something that is traditionally sung on Friday nights at the beginning of the Kabbalat Shabbat service, as well as lots of other places. And it's such a beautiful piece of text to look at for getting into the different ways that the tradition invites us to relate to the divine. So the piyut itself, as you read through the words, relates to the divine in three really different ways, but they just kind of go back and forth very fluidly between these three different ways as ruler, parent, and lover. Or lover, we could also say friend. Sometimes it's romantic or erotic like a lover. Other times it's really just like a companion. So what are these three different ways? Ruler, or melech in Hebrew, which means king, has to do with recognizing that reality is above us, in a sense, or it's beyond us control. It's something that we really have to surrender to. We can relate this to our present moment experience. This is not such an intellectual thing. It's a very direct thing. It's like what's present right now in our experience, and then just coming into alignment with that rather than resisting that. Reality is as it is. The other night, we had the experience of a very large glass casserole thing smashing on our kitchen floor, and there was shards of glass everywhere, like way beyond the kitchen. They seemed to spread out. So I use this as an example. You know, when the kitchen floor has shattered glass all over it, it's not a question of whether you agree that that should be or not, because it is. It's already happened. The glass is all over the floor. Sometimes people get a little tripped up with this idea of acceptance, like, oh, but there's injustice in the world. Am I supposed to accept that? Well, yes and no. No, in the sense that don't accept it, don't be resigned to it. Of course, we need to do things about it. So that's why I like this shattered glass on the floor example, because it's very clear. The glass is shattered, you have to accept it, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't clean it up. Accepting it doesn't mean leaving it there. In fact, it kind of means the opposite, because if you're resisting it and getting angry that it's there, then you're not going to be very effective in cleaning it up. And it's really the same with everything, coming into alignment with what is, and then sometimes that means changing it, and sometimes it means not, depending on the situation. So acceptance is not resignation. Those are two different things. Acceptance may mean doing something about it and cleaning it up, or it might mean accepting that right now you can't clean it up because you have something more important to do. So you have to accept it's going to be there for longer. But either way, it's the quality of surrender to what is. And so this is how I anyway, see this metaphor of the divine to ruler or melech. It's the relationship of surrender to what is, and it's something that we can practice right now just by being aware of this moment and surrendering to the fact that this moment is as it is. Very, very simple. So let's try it. Just become aware right now of what is present in your experience on all levels. And do your best not to leave anything out. You know, try not to tuck away any corner of your experience, any feelings. A lot of times we do this with our emotions. We tuck something away or segregate something in our consciousness. Just let this moment in all of its richness, in all of its fullness, be as it is right now. Thoughts, feelings, sensory awareness, mental awareness of the greater context of the world we're in. And this is a MALKHUT practice, coming into alignment with this moment. Now let's move into the next metaphor, which is the divine as a parent. So when we bring the parent to mind, the parent is the nurturer, the guide, the support, and to just shift a little bit from the place of just pure surrender, pure simple surrender, to recognize that at this moment, with each breath, every breath that enters our body, we are actually being supported, that the universe around us is holding us up, is keeping the integrity of every cell in our body in balance. And it's a miracle of grace that we exist at all. And to recognize that, to have thanks for that. This is the divine as the parent. Feel that your breath is given, that it's a gift right now. Amen. Amen. And finally, the lover or the friend. This is now, we shift a little bit from surrender to what is, to recognizing that we're being nurtured and breathed into existence. We now shift to realize that everything that's in our experience right now, our emotional tone, our bodies, our sensory awareness, all of it is all filled in a sense with presence, with beingness. And this beingness that we call the divine is not separate from what we are. It's not separate from who we are, and it's not separate from anything else. And so it's really like an eternal companion. We're never really alone. We may be by ourselves in a room without other beings, but being itself is everywhere, ever present. And that companion is with us. We can choose to relate to that beingness as our friend, as our intimate right now, simply by opening our heart to this miracle, this ever-present miracle. So now that we have a bit of a sense of this, I'd like to do something which we haven't really done before in this group, which is to read through the piyut and see if we can flow between these three different things now that we really connected with all three of those relationships. And I'll just say a word or two like ruler, surrender, this kind of thing. And you can read it along with me. You can just stay on mute because it'll be too chaotic if you put your microphone on. But you'll see the Hebrew there, but let's read it in English. So we begin with parent, feeling ourselves being nurtured and breathed into being. And we can say it together in our own space. My soul's dear one, merciful parent. And ruler, that sense of surrender to the greater reality that we do not control. Draw your surrendered to your will. Your surrendered will run like a gazelle to bow before your splendor. Of course, you're free if you know the Hebrew and you want to chant that to yourself instead, you can do that. And coming to the lover, intimate companion, ever present. Your love is sweeter than the dripping honeycomb and any taste. Resplendent, beautiful radiance of the world, my soul is sick for your love. Please, O God, heal her now by showing her the beauty of your radiance. Then she will be strong, she will be healed, and she will be joyful forevermore. And shifting to the parent, being nurtured, supported. Ancient One, rouse, please, your mercy. Please on your beloved child have pity, for so much has this yearning been to see your strength in its beauty. And intimate lover friend, please, my God, the love of my heart, hurry please, and do not remain hidden. Please be revealed and spread the covering, beloved, upon me, the shelter of your tranquility. And back to the ruler, the greater reality above us. Illuminate the earth with your nobility. We will celebrate and rejoice in you. Intimate friend, lover, hurry, beloved, for the time has come, and be good to me as in days of past, as in days past. let's take just a little piece of Yedid Nefesh to sing together. We'll call this the chant for Malchut. Hador na'eh ziv ha'olam, nafshi cholat ahavatecha, resplendent, beautiful radiance of the world, my soul is longing for your love. We'll sing that 2 times. And one moment while I make it a little bit smaller so it fits. There we go. There we go. Ana Elna Rafana La Beharot La Noam Zivecha. Please, God, oh, heal her now by showing her the beauty of your radiance. So, if you relate to the words, let them open your heart. If the words are putting you too much in the mind and you're thinking about them too much, just focus on the sounds and let the sounds and the melody itself open your heart to the fullness of the presence in this moment. Hador na'eh ziv ha'olam, nafshi cholat ahavatecha. Hador na'eh ziv ha'olam, nafshi cholat ahavatecha. Next piece. Ana elna refana la, beharot la noam zivecha. Ana elna refana la, beharot la noam zivecha. Hererei hador na'eh ziv ha'olam, nafshi cholat ahavatecha. Hador na'eh ziv ha'olam, nafshi cholat ahavatecha. Halarei ana elna refana la, beharot la noam zivecha. Ana elna refana la, beharot la noam zivecha. As we prepare to come into silent meditation, just checking to let your body be in a comfortable but alert position, letting your hands be relaxed and unencumbered with anything. You can let your eyes be closed or unfocused unless you want to see the words that I'll be putting up. And bringing forth the attitude of simply offering your attention to the presence as it manifests in the fullness of this moment on all levels. Feeling your breathing, the sounds, the senses, your mood or feeling tone. Bringing your right hand to your heart and offering this moment the offering word lecha and a long out breath. Deep breath in, lecha. And bringing your left hand to your belly, awareness flowing like water down into your belly, down into your organs, soaking into your cells. drenching your inner body with consciousness, flowing down from your belly, down through your legs to your feet and toes. And filling up your chest, your torso, your upper back, shoulders and neck, again relaxing any excess tension, flowing down your arms to your hands and fingers, feeling the flow of your breathing, letting go of the stream of thinking, resting awareness in the flow of breathing. Consciousness coming up from your body like a spring, filling your face, your skull, your brain, your nervous system, bringing a little smile to your lips to be the joyful and benevolent presence in the body, bringing together awareness with body. And anchoring this body connection with Na'aseh on a long out breath. Deep breath in. And now with your left hand on your belly, anchoring your body awareness, bringing your right hand to lightly touch your forehead, seeing the awareness that fills your body now radiate like light out into the space around you. Noticing the sounds, the colors, the light, the dark, the objects, beings around you. And knowing that everything you perceive, both in the space around you and the space within, are all actually living within one single consciousness, and within but beyond the body, within but beyond thoughts and feelings. You are this vast field of consciousness, radiant, silent, formless, borderless field of consciousness that you are. And affirming your identity with this field with V'nishma and a long out breath. Deep breath in. V'nishma. And kissing your fingers, relaxing your hands. We come to chant together the words At Yahu, At Yahu. You who are the fullness of being, of reality itself, ever present, the inner reality of all things, not separate from this consciousness that you are hearing these words right now, At Yahu. You can also see on the bottom of the screen if you like, if you prefer to use Atahu, which is the traditional form, or Atyahi, which is a feminized form. Either way, I'll be chanting the combination, Atyahu. Chanting together, resting awareness, resting the heart in the vibration of the words. Atyahu. Atyahu, 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 Atyahu. bringing the chant into your mind, letting go of the outward chant and just letting the words repeat and vibrate on the mental level, staying alert to notice when thoughts come. No need to resist the thoughts or judge the thoughts, just let them come, be the open space within which thoughts arise, and then letting them dissipate, bringing the mind always back again and again to the chant Atyahu, or Atahu, or Atyahi. If you feel at any point like you want to let go of the words and just be in the silence and rest awareness in the breathing, that's also fine. You can always use the words to help you to come back if you find yourself going off in a stream of thinking. And we'll be in silence just for about 6 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll have a healing prayer and a mourner's Kaddish for those who need that. העולם נפשי חולת אהבתך אנא אל נא רפאנה לה בהרות לנועם זיווך אנא אל נא רפאנה לה בהרות לנועם זיווך. And closing the meditation, once again bringing your right hand to your heart and taking the attitude, the kavanah of offering your attention from the heart to the fullness of this moment with lecha, deep breath in, lecha, and bringing left hand to your belly, awareness flowing down into your organs and expanding out to fill the entire temple of your body with consciousness. Naaseh, deep breath in. Naaseh. And bringing right hand to your forehead, awareness shining out like light into this space. Vast, formless, silent, and whole field of consciousness that you are. You are this field within but beyond the body, thoughts and feelings. Spacious openness, Vinishma. Deep breath in, Vinishma. Kissing your fingers, relaxing your hands as we prepare to go back into our activities or our ceasing of activities if you're going to sleep. May we remain rooted in this vast radiance that we are, connected to the fullness of this moment and communing with the presence that is the presence of all life, bringing everything that we're doing. Oseh shalom b'mamav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen.